Guimarães Jazz é um projeto, e o projeto tem uma coisa engraçada que é que nunca termina. É qualquer coisa que está sempre em projeto. O Guimarães já constrói-se de ano a ano, uma construção, tem uma vantagem muito grande, porque assim, é uma construção feita há 28 anos, que é uma coisa importante, não é? O tempo aqui hoje é pouco valorizado o tempo, porque as coisas andam todas a grande velocidade, mas o tempo aqui é um elemento fundamental na construção do festival. E também tem uma equipa que de certa maneira é estável, portanto há aqui pessoas que estão aqui há muito tempo. Partiu realmente de um núcleo de pessoas do convívio e da Câmara Municipal de Guimarães, que tiveram o atrevimento de fazer o festival, o Guimarães Jazz, não é? E, possivelmente poucas as pessoas acreditariam, e até eu, de certa maneira, que era possível chegar aqui com esta dimensão e com esta densidade, não é? Pronto, isto de facto evoluiu e também o Centro Cultural Vila Flor, a oficina, permitiu experienciar isto a outros níveis, com suportes técnicos e com formas de atrair o público, uma vez que o público é bem tratado, tem um excelente auditório onde se sente bem, os concertos por sua vez também têm um suporte e um equipamento à altura. Há aqui um conjunto de condicionantes, a cidade também é atrativa, a cidade reúne condições excepcionais, dadas as suas características, a sua identidade, a sua identificação. Quer dizer, há aqui um conjunto de variáveis, não é, que são fundamentais e que, pronto.
Hi, you guys. Well, it's just me today. My guests didn't show up. So I'm not sure what happened exactly, but anyway, I'm going to share a few things with you, a few video things and maybe music things, and we can talk and you can make suggestions. I'd love to hear your suggestions. And yeah, I'll do this for a little while. It'll be fun. Right now, I'm going to start with a festival that I came across through the festival coordinator. And his name is Ivo Martins probably, and he's the festival director of something called the Guimarães Jazz. And it's been going on since 1992. So in South America, and it's an amazing festival. So I'm going to show you, play some Zappa. Roland, if you can find me a good Zappa video, I will play it. So, yeah, but for now, I'm going to show you this. It's really quite high quality. It's just a wonderful thing. And let's look at it. It's really beautiful. Here we go. And
em conjunto e interrelacionando entre si, pronto, conseguem criar aqui uma coisa, um acontecimento que é qualquer coisa que quebra a rotina, aborda o dia-a-dia de maneira diferente e que se insere nesse dia-a-dia, pronto, como uma forma, de forma distinguível. Pois, assim, a gente é uma equipa, não é? É um trabalho de muita gente também, e há muita gente envolvida e pronto, não sou só eu, não é? Eu de outra faço uma parte, pois há todo um conjunto de pessoas que tornam isto real, visível, porque às vezes são ideias, eu trabalho basicamente com ideias. Sim, há uma estratégia, por exemplo, nós não somos um festival temático, já dissemos isso muitas vezes, nós não somos um festival temático, nós somos um festival aberto, um festival que tenta captar o momento, o tempo presente, não é? O momento, o agora, o que se faz agora, e tenta-se no festival apresentar, no fundo são reais, não é? São factos reais, os músicos que vêm tocar ao festival fazem aquela música, não é feita por nós. E nós tentamos, estamos atentos, não é? Ao que está a passar à nossa volta, quais são as novas ideias, novos desenvolvimentos do jazz, os mais velhos, os mais novos, os que estão a aparecer, os que estão a ser formados, inclusive. Portanto, há aqui nós trabalhamos isto de várias dimensões. Isto tem um impacto internacional enorme. A quantidade de músicos que oferecem propostas e que apresentam propostas para vir tocar a Guimarães de toda a parte do mundo, é incrível, não é? E pronto, mas nós também somos exigentes com os músicos, porque estamos de coisas bem feitas, não é? Não admitimos. Pronto, fomos também crescendo, fomos aprendendo, fomos ouvindo, enfim, apurando o nosso sentido crítico, não é? O festival tem 4 componentes importantes, é crítica, colaboração, criatividade, eu acho que são eventualmente a comunicação. Eu acho que se nós fizermos bem estes 4 elementos, nós trabalharmos bem estes 4 elementos, acho que o festival exponencia e pode atingir níveis ainda maiores, porque há um potencial enorme aqui a explorar. Porque há componentes aqui que são humanas, que não são só artísticas, este contacto com os jovens, o desenvolvimento entre música clássica e o jazz, a inserção do jazz no contexto da música clássica e a inserção da clássica no contexto de jazz, por exemplo. Os músicos locais, é importante apoiarmos músicos locais, trazer portugueses e músicos locais com ligações a Guimarães. Quer dizer, há aqui um potencial enorme. Todo o trabalho de divulgação do jazz é importante, não é? E se localmente há pessoas implicadas e que querem e desejam divulgar o jazz e pôr estes jovens todos que a ESMAI forma anualmente a tocar, que é uma coisa muito importante.
Okay, so for those of you who are just joining, my guests didn't show up today, so I could have just posted from my archive, but I was all dressed. So I thought, I'm just going to go on and play some videos. I've been watching, I don't know about you guys, but I've been watching a tremendous amount of videos. I have 4 to 6 videos kind of sitting up on my browser at all times. And there's just not enough time in the day to really sit and focus for a long time and listen to the whole thing. Like this video, which is a promotional video, basically, is 20 minutes long. We'll watch some more of it because I just think it's brilliant. And, I know some of you might say, what? But really and truly, I could give up singing if I could be in the inner workings of this organization. This turns me on so much. Creating something of value and of high quality, and basically supporting jazz being present in our society and giving to society what it can really benefit from. I mean, all good music is like that, but jazz especially, because jazz is a constant movement towards the qualities that we as musicians know about, and those listeners who really understand and know it. But jazz, I mean, it's a real way in. In fact, Gail Boyd and I were talking about it because at the end of the alternative venues for jazz half hour that I did the other day, I said what I've known for a long time, which is that jazz is a religion to me. Because think about religion, it's something you practice, that you cherish, and by practicing it, you get closer to God, you get connected to God, and that's what jazz is for me. And Gail actually said the same thing. We talked afterwards. So, yeah, it's just a really beautiful thing. Hey, Jay. Yeah, very nice to meet you too. Thank you. Last Saturday, we went to the conference room, and that's in Playa del Rey. Playa, there's so many playas. Playa Vista in LA. And there's a room that I worked at a year ago a few times. A great owner. He's classy. He's wonderful. And so this month, I'm sharing the gig, two gigs in the month for both of us, with Ted Falcon, who's a impresario of the violin and the mandolin, and he lived in Brazil for 9 years. And so he has a choro club that's Brazilian kind of folky music, and the club actually gets together in Debs Park in LA every second Saturday, and they play in the park. So anyway, he brought them last Saturday to the conference room and had people jamming, and it was a joyous experience. You can see some of it on my on my Facebook. I've posted some of it. Really great. And next week, or this coming Saturday, I'll be there with Carrie Frank on B3 and Aron Seferty. And so we'll do a set and then we will jam. And then the next week is Ted again with a trio of his music. And then following that will be me and Brad Rabuchin on guitar, John Leftwich on bass, and Ron Seferty. And it's a jam. It's going to be fun. So I think people are excited to come out. They're relieved, now that they've gotten the vaccine. And so it's great. Hey, Robin Blakeman from Brighton, England. Yeah, that's one of my favorite places on the planet to go. So I have several different things that I thought about playing a little bit. And one is this beautiful thing. Paul Winter is still going. He's such a great artist. And he's been doing the equinoxes, spring, winter, or fall. Oh, let's see. Is it winter? And excuse me. Sorry, didn't mean to cough into the mic. Anyway, this gentleman, I cannot understand Paul, and it wasn't posted what his last name is. His name is Enrique Eisen something. Anyway, this is really quite beautiful, and I wanted to share a little bit of this with you guys. And here we go. Let me share my screen. And again, anything that you would like to share with us, since my guests didn't show up, let's take a listen to a whole bunch of stuff. Roland's going to find some Zappa because he loves Zappa. Here we go. Dan, I'm sure you can come up with some stuff too.
Hello, everyone. Good morning to our friends in the West Coast. Good afternoon to everybody here in the East, and good evening to folks in Europe. Welcome to our first annual Spring Equinox celebration. I'm happy to introduce to you my musical partner for today, Henrique Eisenman. The goddess of springtime in the tradition of many northern peoples, especially those whose world is oriented to the land, is often imagined as a kind of earth mother, of which the name Gaia is an example. But for people in the southern hemisphere, especially those whose lives are oriented to the sea, the goddess is often an ocean mother, and so it is in Brazil, especially in the northeast region of Bahia, to which millions of people were brought from Africa. And these people brought with them from West Africa, from the Yoruba tradition, the goddess known as Iemanjá, or Ioka. And she's the goddess of beauty and the queen of the ocean. And she also has a poignant side, the longing of fishermen and men on the sea to get home again. And so, embracing all that, Henrique has written this composition called The Lamento de Ioka.
We'll come back to this. This is, it's really, isn't that beautiful? It's really nice to see Paul Winter. You know, Paul Winter has been here for so long on the scene, and he's always been such an environmentalist within his music as well. It's pretty admirable. And obviously plays great, and nice studio, huh? I bet that's his studio. Did you see his music stand? It was carved really beautifully. What else did I want to tell you about that? Yeah, well, I think Roland found something. Didn't you, Roland? Let's see. Yep, I think you found something. Okay. Roland found a Zappa one. So, in case you're signing on just now, my guests for today didn't show up. So I just decided to take over myself. Maybe my house guest will come back before the show is over and she can join us. Miss Calabria Foti, who's gorgeous singer and violinist. And anyway, we'll see. So here, let's see what Roland gave us. It's all Roland's fault. Terrible, isn't that, Roland? This is Cosmic Debris. So let's see how this is going to come. And let's see. Here we go. So Roland Ascarons, we have a joke. He asks if everybody who I interview has played with Frank Zappa. So here's Frank Zappa. And this says, let's show you who is in the group. This is a lot of great people. Of course, who isn't great, who plays with Zappa? This is the Mothers of Invention: Jean-Luc Ponty, George Duke, Tom Fowler, Bruce Fowler. The Fowler brothers were very outstanding, creative brothers here in LA. They played in so many different situations, and their father was a player too. Ruth Underwood on xylophone, Ian Underwood, Ralph Humphrey. Maybe we saw this when Ralph was on. But anyway, here we go. Frank Zappa, Cosmic Debris. Oh, there's only 5 million views on this, so should be good.
The mystery man came over and he said, I'm out of sight. He said for a nominal service charge I could reach nirvana tonight. If I was ready, willing, and able to pay him his regular fee, he would drop all the rest of his pressing affairs and devote his attention to me. But I said, oh, yeah, brother, who you jiving with that cosmic debris? Who you jiving with that cosmic debris? Oh, yeah, brother, don't you waste your time on me. Well, the mystery man got nervous and he fidgeted around a bit. He reached in the pocket of his mystery robe and he whipped out a shaving kit. Now I thought it was a razor and a can of foaming goo, but he told me right then when the top popped open there was nothing his box won't do. With the oil of Aphrodite and the dust of the Grand Wazoo, he said, you might not believe this, little fella, but it'll cure your asthma too. And I said, okay, brother, who you jiving with that cosmic debris? Now what kind of a guru are you anyway? Okay, brother, don't you waste your time on me.
Rob. Works. this band good? Yeah, I think that is Jean-Luc Ponty. And Ralph Humphrey on drums. I interviewed Ralph a few months ago, and we didn't play this one. This is a really good one with Ralph there. Ian Underwood played the sax solo.
I've got troubles of my own, I said, and you can't help me out. So take your meditations and your preparations and ram it up your snout. But I've got a crystal ball, he said, and he held it to the light. So I snatched it all away from him, and I showed him how to do it right. I wrapped the newspaper around my head so I looked like I was deep. I said some mumbo jumbos then, and I told him he was going to sleep. I robbed his rings and pocket watch and everything else I found. I had that sucker hypnotized, he couldn't even make a sound. I proceeded to tell him his future then, as long as he was hanging around. I said, the price of meat has just gone up, and your old lady has just gone down. Look here, brother. Who you jiving with that cosmic debris? Now, who you jiving? Don't you know you can make more money as a butcher? So don't you waste none of your time on me.
Oh man, that was great. I talked to Chris Wabich on one of these shows recently, and he played with Dweezil, and what did he say? He said something like they rehearsed for, was it 6 weeks? Something like that. They rehearsed, and then they took the show on the road. And this was after Frank had passed. And he said it was the most challenging music he ever played. Yeah, really great. Frank just does exactly what he wants. And it's nice to hear that, isn't it? Because it's you can see that there's like this little light that comes up, like, ooh, I could do that. It's hard to explain, but when you're doing music, there are these moments, let's say when the muse kind of appears, and it's like, you're on this roll, and then all of a sudden something else kind of goes boop, and you can go with that or not. And some people do it very obviously, and some people do it subtly. Some people ignore that little thing because for whatever reason, they want to keep going on that wave. And yeah, he was amazing. Dan has a good suggestion. So again, I'm just playing your suggestions and my suggestions. And LM, I think that's good too. We can play more Flora and Paul Winter, Flora and Elizabeth Contomaru, Manu. That's with an N. And here's the wonderful Monica Salmazo. I mean, if you're into Brazilian music at all, sorry, I keep doing that. Have some phlegm in my throat. This woman is so gorgeous and creative and just amazing. And most of the pandemic year, I'm not sure what she's doing now. I think Dan's more connected every day, but most of what she's doing or what she did was every single day she had a different musical guest on, like amazing. She's truly amazing. If you're into this, you should watch her other stuff. So let's see, here we go. And this is, let's see if I can see who this is. Can I understand this? This is with, I would think, João Maria. Oh no, that's the song. Maybe it's Luis Ramos Violao. Well, there's 3 people. And maybe it is João. Okay, well, let me see if I could possibly get some translation here. You know, translation is always nice. Google Translate. My friend, enter text. And this, no, I do not want it into Italian. I would like the English because my Italian isn't all that great. I don't even know where to start. What a situation. I confess that the first thing I thought was, damn, officially, now that all that's missing is the Pope. The second thing was that if it was for a project of mine, a record, a show, I could never make an invitation to Chico like I've never done before. But here in this space of offering at this moment, heavy bar with so much pain, with so much abandonment of care for all the people of our collective, making this invitation became the desire to be with those who believe. It's happiness, healing, and hope. So I understood how that was possible. Chico, listening to you is part of my emotional background long before my music training. It's very wonderful that you are here playing with us. Oh, it's really a feeling of coming home in so many ways. So this is actually Chico Buarque. Okay, now I get it. Okay, where is it? Where did I put it, Dan? I'm looking. That was Frank Zappa. And here we go. All right, here it is.
Agora eu era herói e o meu cavalo só falava inglês. A noiva do cowboy era você, além das outras 3. Eu enfrentava os batalhões, os alemães e seus canhões. Guardava o meu bodoque, ensaiava o rock para as matinês. Agora eu era o rei, era o bedel e era também juiz. E pela minha lei, a gente era obrigado a ser feliz. E você era a princesa que eu fiz coroar. E era tão linda de se admirar, que andava nua pelo meu país. Não, não fuja não, finja que agora eu era o seu brinquedo. Eu era o seu peão, o seu bicho preferido. Sim, me dê a mão, a gente agora já não tinha medo. O tempo da maldade, acho que a gente nem tinha nascido. Agora era fatal que o faz de conta terminasse assim. Pra lá deste quintal, era uma noite que não tem mais fim. Pois você sumiu no mundo sem me avisar. E agora eu era um louco a perguntar: o que é que a vida vai fazer de mim?
we have to listen more to her. Isn't she gorgeous? And Chico, oh my gosh, that was super fabulous. And we have Teca Penterice. Teca, I've been wanting you're on my list. I'm sorry I haven't called you before to be on this show. And this is no excuse, but it's just fact. There's so many people out there who are so wonderful. And I do know a lot of people, but there are many people I don't know. And usually when I do these 12 to 2 interviews and hangs, I get to know people much better. Like Flora, I mean, we really hadn't talked all that much, but in 2 hours, you really get to feel the person out and know them. A lot of people I do know here in Los Angeles, even people I've worked with a lot, you play with them and you hang out on the gig, but it's not a one-on-one 2 hour conversation. And it's really wonderful. Actually, yesterday, if you go on my website, you can see it, you can peruse through it. But the singer Jocelyn Medina from New York had been doing a jam session in New York for 5 years every Sunday. And I think she always invited a guest to do the first set and then a jam session. So then she brought it online during 2020. I did one with Carrie Frank. Me and Carrie Frank did the first set. And anyway, yesterday was her six-year anniversary of it. And she invited about 40 singers to sing a song. And less showed up because of various things, including vaccination reactions. But anyway, it was really fun. And I definitely learned about some people I'd never heard of, which is amazing, you know. And it was a great feeling to have all these people come on and do some beautiful performances, and really in thanks to Jocelyn, wishing her a happy birthday and a support of what she's doing. It's a really great thing, you know. Jam sessions are great. When I had my jam session, as some of you know, because you had been there, I did it for 15 years, but I have to say the first 7 years were so amazing. They were at the Sportsman's Lodge every Wednesday night. I even wrote a song about it. Wednesday night. It was really cool. I have this project on the shelf from that band, and that song was in it too. And it was just great. You know, when I think about it, I have a lot of love come up. The stage was not really a stage. It was the floor in this beautiful bar area. And the band was kind of spread out against the backdrop of windows looking out into the garden. And we had a basic trio. Well, actually, it was a quartet. Billy Kerr was the sax player. He was not a paid member of the band, but he was always there. And just there's so many great things I remember about it. And we just made so many special friends. A lot of people really gained a lot of learning chops from doing it. People got gigs. It was a wonderful experience, really wonderful experience. So anyway, I forget how I got onto that, but oh yeah, because of yesterday, Jocelyn. So I really understand how much commitment it takes, and also it is a real community builder, a consistent jam session. So let's see. What else did you guys? Yes. We will do more. You know, I was thinking of possibly going to some Dave Liebman, because Dave Liebman is going to be on tomorrow. And I think this might be, let's see, I'm not sure, you know, what'll be the best sounds. Oh, here's one. Now this should be good. I'm going to do this one. This is Dave Liebman on sax, Billy Hart on drums, Mark Copeland on piano, and Mark is going to be on Wednesday. So I'll show you both of them. And John Abercrombie on guitar, Drew Gress on bass. I know Drew is a real long-time collaborator with Dave and John Abercrombie. And as a matter of fact, Mark Copeland was really good friends with John. And I have a CD that he played solo piano on dedicated to John. So this will show you both Tuesday and Wednesday's guests this week, Dave Liebman and Mark Copeland. And sharing my screen. And right here. Beautiful. Wow. Yeah. So as I said, my guest tomorrow is this saxophone player, Dave Liebman. And on Wednesday is this piano player, Mark Copeland. How I found Mark Copeland originally was I was on a gig off of Argentina in the ABC Islands, and I was on a break on an island, and I found a little record store, and the cover of Mark Copeland's record attracted me, and I bought it, and I loved it. Oh my God, he's such a great player. Every time I mention him to a pianist, they say, "Oh, Mark Copeland." So I guess the standards are high for him. You didn't hear the guitar player, John Abercrombie, but I wanted to play, actually, I'm just going to play one of my cuts called Hippodyville, which is, I wonder, let's see, I don't know if I'm on YouTube with it. Well, actually, it doesn't really matter because it's just, there's no iMovie or anything with it. So let me see if I do have Hippodyville. Actually, I was just talking to John Leftwich this morning. We talked about Straight Ahead to the UK, which was one of my last CDs. And John Leftwich took the project. I had originally recorded it. A 7 years ago in England. And then it sat on the shelf until this year when Dan Davila helped me get it out of Hawk. And then John Leftwich became the producer at that point. And I think it's one of the best produced CDs I've heard. He just did a beautiful job. We added a few players, we adjusted a few arrangements, and just the mixing, and John Leftwich is a genius. I'm going to have him on in June. He's a genius. Anyway, this is Hippodyville, and this was a John Abercrombie song that I loved in college, and I wrote lyrics for it. And maybe I'll post the lyrics if I can find the good ones. And Norma Winstone. Sorry, let me just do a few things here. Norma Winstone sang on it, and now Norma Winstone I have had on here before, and I'm looking for the stop share button and I can't find it. I wonder where that went. Somewhere in here. And I don't know where. But I guess when it's time to stop share, I'll figure it out. So anyway, this is, let's see, bear with me. Here it is on I wanted to share with you the lyrics, but sometimes I do things with the lyrics that are for me in the studio, and I probably did that, but let's see. If it looks too funky, I'll just close it out. But if it doesn't, Hippodyville, lyrics only. Yeah, okay, I'm going to open this up. And then at least you can see the lyrics while we're playing the song. Here you go. By the way, this style was not kind of typical of this record. The record was a lot more straight ahead, but we just put this in there too, and it turned out as a beautiful addition. Norma and I sound very similar, so you might wonder who's who.
I hear him talking. What he say? The way he moves and what he do. It's all in here. It's very clear. I see him. I hear him. Hello. What do you know? I'm hit on the go. I'm smart, I'm cool. Walk hip, talk smooth. Know who you are. Act smart, go far. What's now coming down? Look out all around. You're smart. Play the part. Going on down to Hippie'ville. It's the place you act smart, walk smooth, talk hip, play cool. Gonna find a state of mind, nice thoughts, cool tunes, hip checks, smart dudes, slow talk, smooth moves. Going on down to Hippie'ville. When you go, you'll look round, slow down, hang out round town. Once you find your way, you're home, home free like me. Going on down to Hippie'ville. It's the place you act smart, walk smooth, talk hip, play cool. Gonna find a state of mind, nice thoughts, cool tunes, hip chicks, smart dudes, slow talk, smooth moves. Going on down to Hippie'ville. When you go, you'll look round, slow down, hang out round town. Once you find your way, you're home, home free like me. Walk how you walk, talk how he talk, see how he move, look how he groove. Be like the night, and if you can, try to walk how you walk, and try to talk how you talk. Going on down to Hippie'ville. It's the place you act smart, you walk smooth, talk hip, and play it cool. Once you find your way, you're home, home free like me.
We did a radio version of that too, small. Oh my gosh, sorry. That was another song from the record. Yeah, that was a long project, and yeah, we did a lot of work on that. Hey Taylor, hi, how are you? Luckily, I can see your comments. Another suggestion. Ooh, Taylor. I don't know how you pronounce his name. Eigsty. Taylor Eigsty is arrangement of Cole Porter's "I Love You." Let us do that. Excuse me. Yeah. And I know where Roland, I know Norma and I have a very similar tone, and also we have similar ideas as well. So, but I mean, she's one of the queens, actually. I mean, in my tribe, in my tribe of musicians and singers, she's one of the queens. So, let's see, Taylor, how do I spell that? Eigsti. I love you. This is a good suggestion, Taylor. Thank you. Okay, now, let's see, there's a solo. It must be solo, right? I can't do universal music. See, that's the problem, Taylor. Give me something else, because I can't use something like universal music. They will shut me off. They'll close it down. So can you do something that is more live that people are not going to complain about? I mean, there is one with Julian Lage and Taylor. You know what? I'm just going to go there because I know Taylor, I know his tastes, and he loves both of those people, and both of these people are fabulous. And I don't think these people will shut me down unless they do it. They might shut me down in Europe, but that's okay. So here we go. Let me get the share button up. There's the song. Oh my God. Wow. Wow. Wow, that was pretty amazing. You know, oh my gosh. I barely heard Little Darling. Little Darling, did you hear that? Taylor, what do you said? Also, if you feel inclined to, my teacher, George Stone, has this amazing rendition of the Sonny Rollins tune Doxy. It's not on Universal Records or any big record name, so you can play it on YouTube. Cool. I will go look for that, Taylor. That's cool. Yeah, these guys are. Tomorrow is the question by Julian. Found this live solo session with Ross Tompkins doing My Foolish Heart. Ooh, love that. I'm going to watch that. What was I going to tell you all? For those of you just tuning in, I'm just creating this show because my guests didn't show up. And I think they called and left a message, but I didn't go there. I mean, just like 2 minutes ago. So I don't know what happened. It was just one of those communication lines. Anyway, that was really incredible, wasn't it? There is so much great music on the planet today. Whew. Absolutely incredible. Yeah, Little Darling, I barely heard that. Let's see. Oh, yeah, Ross Tompkins. That would be really nice. Oh, I know. And I really want to share with you the mentor of Bob Moses and friend, I don't know if he's his mentor, but a friend of Dave Liebman's, a guy named Tizigi Munoz. And I've heard him do wild stuff, and I've heard him do the quietest, like Keith Jarrett type of stuff too. So I want to share that with you. But yeah, I would like to see Ross Tompkins. So Ross Tompkins, just a little bit about Ross Tompkins. I recorded with him. I saw my record Heart to Heart, and Ross Tompkins, his wife was one of my best friends, and he was, when I moved here to LA in '76, and Ross was playing a lot then. He was playing on the Tonight Show, on the Johnny Carson Tonight Show. And he was known as the Phantom because he would play the gig. He would show up when the gig started and he would leave as soon as the music was over. So they called him the Phantom. And he was a superb, probably one of the highlight accompanists ever. And that's what he was known for. There were a few people, especially at that time. There was Lou Matthews, there was Tom Garvin. These people were like the pièce de résistance of accompaniment for singers. And he didn't just play jazz. He played with Stang and a few other people when he was in New York. But his solo records, what he would do, he'd make them in an hour and a half. He would go in and one take, play all through. I don't know if this is it or a rehearsal. And Joyce, I'm sorry, I didn't finish that sentence. Taylor had said that tomorrow is the question by Julian, and I don't know what that means, Taylor, so maybe you could explain that a little bit, and I'll tell the people on Facebook. So here is Ross Tompkins, again, just the superb player. Oh my God. Genius. He's a genius. You know, it's really it's a shame that, you know, people I have to like that and save it to my favorites. Yeah. And share it on my page. Sorry, I just have to do this before I forget. The incomparable, comparable Ross Tompkins. Yeah, Ross Tompkins. I recorded heart to heart with him. His wife, his wife Annie used to say to me, "He's a genius." You know, yeah, she totally knew he was a genius, and he was. He was total, beautiful genius player. God, it's yeah, it's kind of, especially now at this time. I don't know about you guys, but I know some of you feel like this because I talk about it with people. But it's just, it's such a heavy spiritual time, and you really see that the past, and even just like a minute ago, it's really separate from the present and the future, and especially the present is really all that there is. But you know, when I think about all the wonderful music things that I was involved with, from working as a waitress at Dante's, which is where I met Ross and his wife Annie, and then playing with people, with Ted Green and Joe DiOrio, and these people who, well, I guess all singers and musicians feel that way as they're coming up in the moment. You know, if everything is right, what they're doing in the moment is really special, right? And then, of course, you move on, and if you keep doing something, it becomes this history, and you can have a large amount of it, and it's such an interesting aspect of life. History. I just think it's fascinating. Your personal history, I'm talking about. There are some other things here that are curious. I don't I don't know Steve Sandberg, Joyce, but I'm going to trust you because you have good taste. So let's take a look. And a spontaneous. Let's see what this says. Joyce Glasgow has been around for a while, and she knows a lot of people. And let's see. Well, let me start here. Steve Sandberg. I don't know Steve Sandberg, but oops, I didn't mean to do that. Beautiful. I heard some talking in the background, so I was looking around to see what was going on. So I think it was on that. So let's see. Wow. Well, it's 1:37. I'm really doing pretty darn well here. Let's see. There were some other suggestions, and I'm just looking. I'm looking.
Poignant side, the longing of fishermen.
That was a little more of Paul Winter, which we definitely could do more of Paul Winter. And pretty darn well here. Yep, pretty darn well. So just trying to get my stuff together. Pardon me while I'm doing that. All right. Just trying to get my together. Who did I think of? I was thinking of, I mean, there's so much wonderful stuff. I was thinking of playing something from the Blue Whale, because the Blue Whale was a wonderful spot. And who else was I thinking of? I was thinking of, let's see. There's so much. Oh, Taziji. I'd really like to show you guys Taziji. It's really amazing music. As I said, he is a spiritual and musical mentor to Bob Moses, who is amazing, and also possibly Dave Liebman. I don't know. I do know that Dave Liebman knows him. So as you can see, here's a spiritual reunion. Maybe I should do that, or I don't know if that's, let's see if that's musical. I believe so. Yeah, hold on to your hats. It's pretty strong. Oh, but you're not watching. I'd like you to see him because it's pretty amazing.
This oceanside Verbo is a
Verbo. Okay, here we go. This is The Heart is the Universe. This is John Medeski.
This planet. Here we are.
I'll show you
Just
later.
visiting this planet.
He said, just visiting this planet.
Just visiting this planet for a little while longer. Universe. The heart is the universe. The universe is the heart. Dig it.
quite intense, and you can see that he's leading the music. He's pretty amazing. And then I've heard him just quiet as a mouse, playing beautiful. Just, yeah, he's really an interesting person. He's definitely worth looking into. I know Bob Moses he's been with his mentor. He's been his mentor for many years, actually. Thanks, Taylor. I see that. Taylor agrees that I should do more of these. I like the interaction with the audience and looking around, because there's so many great things. Jeff Denson, Romaine Pillion, and Brian Blade. There's a live video of that. Oh, cool. Let's see. Something a little bit different. I was thinking actually of playing you some of me and Ted Green, because Ted Green was an amazing, I mean, you know, me, but Ted Green was another legendary guy. I wonder what I should do. I have a few different songs. I haven't listened to this one for a while. Legendary guitarist, and you'll see why. He just was an amazingly gorgeous guitarist. This was a while ago, long time ago. You'll see my hair was all dark. Here. There will never be another you, kid.
There's some pretty sharp thickets in them phone pictures. But you gotta keep pulling those thorns right out of your arms as you barrel them through, finish the tune, you know.
By the way, I actually made a DVD of this particular concert and a CD of a few different things that he and I did. And it's for sale. It's called Never Forgotten. It's kind of a documentary, really, on Ted Green. And Ted Green was an amazing person. He died pretty early in around his, I don't know, he might have been 53 or something. It's about almost 10 years ago, maybe, or maybe 10 years ago. Anyway, sweetheart of a man, very legendary. He wrote a heavy-duty book called Chord Chemistry that when I went to Berkeley, there was mostly guitar players there. And so I knew about Ted through that. When I came to LA, and I worked in Dante's for about 1.5 years as a waitress, and I met Ted there. He actually fainted because the music affected him that way, you know, like live music sometimes. And when he came to, I was leaning over him. And anyway, got to know him. And I said, gee, you know, I hadn't sung in LA yet. I did have a little gig with my boyfriend guitar player, but not, you know, properly. And so Ted and I rehearsed, and we did these songs. We moved all through different keys. I didn't even fully understand until after I played with Ted, when I started playing with other people in called keys, that it was, I kind of just didn't consider that I had been singing the song in like 3 different keys. So that was interesting. But anyway, Ted was an amazing person, gorgeous. He was packed with students, all levels. Some of the best guitar players took from him. He charged $12 a lesson. And he's just a beautiful human being. And actually, Mike Campbell is in the background in the audience in this. And we did so many great songs. If you want to go online and see more of this, you can.
Anybody who's listening carefully knows what I mean. But wherever there's a first song, there'll be a second. Usually. So sometimes things actually get better.
One of my favorite ballads. I've grown accustomed to his face.
custom to his face. He almost makes the day begin. I've grown accustomed to the tune he whistles night and noon. His smiles, his frowns, his ups, his downs are second nature to me now. Like breathing out and breathing in. I was serenely independent and content before we met. Surely I could always be that way again. And yet I've grown accustomed to his loves, accustomed to his voice, accustomed to his face. I've grown accustomed to his face. He almost makes the day begin. I've gotten used to hear him say good morning every day. His joys, his woes, his highs, his lows are second nature to me now. Like breathing out and breathing in. I'm very grateful he's a man, and he's so easy to forget. Rather like a habit one can always break. And yet I've grown accustomed to the trace of something in the air. Accustomed to his face.
Ted was so humble. Oh my God. I remember I used to try and convince him to go out and play more. He didn't, he played for a while and then he kind of withdrew. And he said to me that he wasn't as good as everybody expected him to be, which was like, all you guitar players who knew him were, know that that was so not true. Ted was like, he was a genius, really amazing. That was a beautiful night. That actually took place in a club called Rocco's, which is now Vibratos. It was so different than Vibratos. It was small. It was intimate. And it extended, the space was still the amount of square footage was the same, but it was much different. And we played in the bar area, and it was a beautiful night. That was a really beautiful night. We did some really cool, funky stuff, Kansas City and up on the roof and all kinds of stuff. And we did some standards too. Let's see. Wow, it's like 2:00. I might go with what Dan said. Dan said Fish to Birds, which is, just another fun one that I've been. This is my vocal improv group. And this was a few years back. We had slightly different personnel, but not terribly. But so we've been together about 9 years, Fish to Birds, and we create something out of nothing. And we have forms. Sometimes we improvise within, but we're never improvising. We never practice particularly a song, except on my jazz chamber album. We did sing a song basically, which was a composition of Benny Maupin's, which was really good for Fish to Birds. And we had Benny play on it. And the genius of Bevan Manson took what we did and made it into 3 movements with a jazz chamber orchestra. It was very nice. It's probably one of my favorite songs on the record. So I think I will play Fish to Birds. Maybe that might be the end of this particular segment. Want to thank you guys for being here. And I guess I'll find out what happened to Mike and Lynn Palter. I think they had some emergency come up. And tomorrow will be Dave Liebman. I'm very honored to speak with Dave Liebman. Just has had one incredible career. He's a sax player. And then Wednesday, one of the best piano players on the planet, Mark Copeland. And just so you know, Thursday through Sunday is when I post from the archives. And actually, Bevan Manson will be on Thursday. And Janice Borla, wonderful singer from Chicago, who used to have a jazz camp that I had worked at with Jay Clayton. She'll be on Friday. And an amazing bass player, plays with Luciana and Kathleen Grace, David Pilch. I mean, he's played with everybody, and he's really an interesting player, really beautiful, and he's really fun to talk to. And then on Sunday, Claudia Villela, a really wonderful, very wonderful Brazilian singer who lives in Santa Barbara. No, not Santa Barbara. She lives in Carmel. And yeah, she's quite wonderful too. So that's the rest of this week. Who's here next week? Next week, Suzanne Pitson, Danny Green, and Jimmy Branley. So anyway, this might be the last cut, but I'll come back and say goodbye. I just wanted to tell you all that. This is Fish to Birds. Whoops, that's Ted Green. Fish to Birds. Stretch this baby out. And I hear that, well, I might not do the whole 11 minutes, but I think Morrow joins us and Brad Dutz joins us. So this is, let me just tell you, this is Emile Hassan Dyer on the left and Adrienne Duncan. Previously, she was the youngest member, but in our present group, Tracy Robertson is the youngest member. Here's Ashley Meyer, and she has named herself the diva in this group. And she is the diva. And this is me. I think this might have been my birthday. This was at the Blue Whale. And the Blue Whale, for those of you who don't know, the Blue Whale is, I was very proud to be June Lee's vocal teacher and mentor. And he created the Blue Whale about 11 years ago, which was renowned nationwide jazz club, unfortunately closed this year. And then this is Diana I was going to say Walker, but that's not her last name. Diana. Oh my gosh, her last name has gone out of my head. She's fabulous. You'll see. She moves and sings wonderfully. And this is the famous Cecily Gardner and the equally famous Mon David, my partner in crime and many things. So here we go. Fish to Birds, Traveling Trio.
Yeah.
Oh, it was it got out of sync. Interestingly enough, huh? And boy, yeah, man. Boy, I miss working with Fish to Birds. Oh gosh, that was really fun. We had some great times at the Blue Whale, and yeah, it's just really a fun, wonderful group of people to create with. So, ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to say goodbye. And thank you so much for hanging out. Those of you who are here live with me, really appreciate you. It's been really fun. I'm really sorry that my guests didn't come, and maybe we can have them on again. They are Mike and Lynn Palter, and they're really exquisite. They're really into the American songbook, and they both sing. He plays bass, she plays piano. They've been doing it for years and years and years, and they really are special. I forget the quote that Bob Duro said about them, but he had a great quote about them. They're just special. They're in Boston, and so I'd like to try and have them on again. But thanks everybody for being here. Thanks Taylor for signing on to YouTube and commenting. And hope I'll see you tomorrow. And let's have a great day. And for those of you in the LA area, next Saturday night, I'm at the conference room in Playa Vista with a great band. And I will be doing a set and then a jam session. So come on over. And I can't think of anything else to say. Mwah. Love you all. Bye.